Hey, it's Kevin. Thanks for coming by for another Road Warrior. You know, I've talked numerous times throughout the Road Warrior. I mean, the genesis of this whole thing was the road trips I was making between Tennessee and Ohio when my wife was still living up there, when I was kind of, adjusting between coming to Nashville for a new job, having that fall apart within a few months, and then having to go back and forth, to spend time with my wife to make sure she was still employed until we could find her a job down here, all those kinds of things. But road trips and driving and just all that kind of stuff has been a part of my life, man, for a long, long time. I don't know when I became obsessed with road trips and with driving and traveling via car, but for as long as I can remember. And I was sitting here thinking the other day about just some of the harrowing road trip experiences I had as a kid. There was the trip on before high school graduation when we went up and my buddy got drunk in the back of my Volkswagen and we had to go to a laundromat and launder his clothes. And then there was the time when I was in college and doing a basketball broadcast and it was snowing and I had to meet my fellow guys. We were on on winter break or whatever it was, and I had to drive 2.5 hours to meet them to go up to cover a basketball game in Pennsylvania. And we had a huge blizzard, and you don't get many blizzards in Virginia Beach, but we had to deal with one. And well, I was driving an old Camaro and my car spun and had to get somebody pull me out of a ditch. And again, this is pre-cell phone. This is, pre all that kind of stuff. And then I had to drive backwards up a mountain because I was driving an old rear wheel, I said Camaro, with a big engine in it, and I didn't have enough traction to get up there. Got up there only to find they were snowed in Southwest Virginia, and it was just a crazy experience. And then when my engine blew in college, when I was going to visit my high school girlfriend, I was in Virginia, she was in Tennessee, and I've had a lot of harrowing road trip experiences. And I thought to myself, kids today, even if they do drive, and I know it's not as important to kids today, most of them don't care so much about getting their license the day they can. I found out the other day, my wife was telling me in Indiana, you can't get your driver's license until you're 16 years and 1 month. I mean, I was there, boom, 16th birthday in, getting my driver's license, and, terrified I wasn't going to get it. Kids today don't care quite as much. A different world we live in, I know that. But they also won't understand the fear of driving without a credit card, without cash. We didn't even have debit cards. Debit cards were just starting to come out. ATMs were just starting to come out back in the late 1970s when I first started driving, so I never had cash on me, and gas was cheap, so you didn't carry cash. If I was traveling somewhere, if I had $20 on me, that was a lot of money. That was a lot of money for me back in the day. Now you don't think about it because you got a debit card or a credit card. Things like running out of gas. Right now, my car tells me I've got 64 miles to my gas tank. Now, I know there's a gas gauge, and it's about maybe a quarter or whatever it is. I don't ever pay attention to the gas gauge because I got my range function on telling me, and it's usually pretty darn good. I mean, I've gotten it down to just a couple miles left in the tank, and they were right. I had some sniffs of a gallon of gas left in the tank, but I never have to worry about running out of gas. And even if I am driving in the middle of the night, I never have to worry about, not being able to find a gas station because I just pop up my Gas Buddy app, or I pop up the internet while I'm driving down the road. I mean, I've got all that because I've got it on my smartphone. And it's like all those things that caused all of my adventures as a road trip kid, the kids won't experience anymore. Adults won't experience. For me, yes, as I get older, road trips get harder as you get older just because you don't have the stamina to be able to drive, 16 hours straight and crazy things like that. But now, it's not as stressful. It's nowhere near as stressful. The cars are much more comfortable. Heck, I didn't have an air conditioning in a car, so it was always windows open. You didn't have four-wheel drive. You didn't have all those creature comforts, if you want. I wouldn't say four-wheel drive is a creature comfort. Made a whole lot of difference doing road trips in winter weather. When bad weather hit, it's just truly, it's amazing. Thanks to technology, kids won't have to experience what I did, although that's not necessarily a bad thing. I feel kind of sad. It made me who I am. It made me realize I can handle just about anything. Anything crazy thrown at me that you can't even prepare for. We'll see. Back next week, another Road Warrior, kevinmason.us. Home to the Road Warrior videos, YouTube, Facebook, they're all there. Just, man, and again, you're already here, so if you don't bookmark, always remember, you can always just search in a Google search or a Facebook search or YouTube search, just Kevin Mason Road Warrior, and boom, you'll find all the episodes. You'll find our page, no problem at all. I thank you for coming by. I thank you for stopping and spending a few minutes with us. We'll be back next week with another Road Warrior, no problem. 62 miles to go on the tank. See you, bye.